I'm Anthony Gary. I started Indy Dwell Real Estate because too many friends, family members, and neighbors had real estate experiences that lacked compassion, explanation, and expertise. You deserve someone in your corner with the heart of a teacher, simplifying every step of the buying or selling process. When you hire me, you get me. Start to finish, you'll never be handed off. No stress, no surprises, just the expert guidance and results you deserve. Anthony Gary, Indy Dwell Real Estate. Call or text 317-756-1159. 317-756-1159.
Did you know Honeysuckle Hill in Brazil offers more than just a fabulous made-from-scratch meal at the bistro? It also has an adjoining cottage, great for a perfect, relaxing weekend away with a scenic waterfront view. The cottage offers 3 bedrooms, 2 baths with spa-like tile showers, full kitchen, living room with fireplace, laundry facilities, and a full deck overlooking the lake. And Andy, one of the owners, delivers breakfast in a picnic basket at 8:30 each morning. Plan the perfect weekend away at the scenic Honeysuckle Hill property on the water in beautiful Brazil. Book today by visiting their website at honeysucklehillb.com.
Are you seeing cracks in mortar, moisture working through walls, facade or structural failure beginning to surface? Bramwell Mackay sets the standard for exterior and structural building solutions. Our 40-year master masons and industry experts address moisture intrusion, failing foundations, masonry deterioration, and more. From preserving historic landmarks to addressing modern building envelope issues, Bramwell Mackay delivers full-spectrum service with white-glove professionalism. In Indianapolis, call 812-33-BRICK. 812-33-BRICK.
Welcome back. It's the Rob Kendall Show. Look who it is. By request, popular demand. It's like a residency.
Yeah, a regular.
You'll be at the Sphere next. Indy reporter Stephen Whitmer. Find him on Twitter at Indy_reporter_. All right, let's start with the throwing out of the Deery ballots.
Oh, yeah.
This seems like the most ridiculous thing to me to say your vote doesn't count because some government bureaucrat was incompetent with their work.
Yep.
But I feel like you're maybe more objective than I am because I hate all these people. What say you?
Yeah, I don't like any of them either. I think it was fun to watch, and it was also like...
Because you watched the whole thing.
I watched like 90% of it, and then I went back and watched some of it, and the one thing that I wanted to do, what I wanted to make sure of was, well, how much were, like, basically the Democrat side and the Republican side, how much were they in sync? Of like, we both agree 3-0 on this whole thing. So... I went back and checked, and it looked like 5 out of the 8 times they agreed on it, of like accepting or rejecting the ballot for Deery and or Copenhagen.
Yeah, so you throw 8 ballots for Deery out, 2 for Copenhagen.
Mm.
But I don't understand how you can tell me if you're going to let me absentee vote, I follow all the rules.
Yeah.
I send you the vote or the ballot, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then you tell me my vote doesn't count because a government official didn't stamp a signature on it.
Yeah.
When I first heard this, I was like, I have to be missing something.
Nope.
But nobody has been able to show me what I'm missing other than your vote didn't count because a government official didn't do their job.
Yeah, it's like the DMV. They just didn't do their job of like, all you had to do is have a signature. And while I was watching that live, I'm like, boy, they're actually going to do it. This is insane right now.
Because you were doing the real-time updates as you were watching it. I just can't fathom the appeals court is going to be like, yeah, you don't get to vote.
Well, Lee, I think the underrated topic is, are they even going to have time? Because I thought the deadline already passed, but then I'm talking to other people. I talked to a lawyer the other night, too, about it. He's like, if they're going to do it, they have to have it done in like the next week and a half.
Well, I know they were formulating their appeal to these guys, and I would assume the appeals court could come up with some sort of expedited process.
Yeah.
And it just seems like in other states there have been these issues of somebody didn't even sign their ballot properly, and the judges are like, look, you have to err on the side of letting people vote.
Yeah.
But here, this recount commission was like, nope, doesn't count.
Yes.
See you later.
They're like, by the letter of the law, I can't do that. I'm like, yeah, but like we all did our part. We went in there and we voted, and because the government officials didn't do their job, now it's kicked out.
I want to find these people who got their ballots kicked out. I'd love to talk to them and say, how do you feel knowing that you did it the correct way?
Yeah.
And then some government official denied you the right to vote. That's essentially what they did.
Yeah, they were like, well, because the government official didn't do their job, now your vote, the vote doesn't count.
The other thing I can't figure out is, do all the votes get wiped out? Like if you voted in a town council race, a county council race,
Yeah.
like do all of your votes not count, or just the one that got challenged?
Well, I want to know too is like, well, what if we did a massive amount of looking? Like how many throughout
All the time.
everywhere? It's got to be, right?
It's
like
all the time.
This can't be the only time this happened. This is the only time that it's actually being challenged.
The other part, and we were talking about this, that really has me pissed off is Copenhagen going, I'm not telling you who's paying my legal bill.
Yeah.
This fraud, according to Capital Chronicle, raised $20,000 by like mid-April.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden she's got money to pay Kroger, Gardis, and Regan. I have some experience having been in the government with those people. They're not running a soup kitchen over there. And she's gone to the Diego Morales school of, you don't get to know anything. Goes, I have some fine supporters.
Hey, thanks for the donations. Well, I guess we'll find out like if it was a Jennifer Ruth Green kind of style, if when the pre-primary report comes out, if they're going to use any of the campaign donations.
Because that's what I can't figure out is, wouldn't it have to show up, since it's campaign related? Don't you have to label that on a campaign finance report?
One would think, but I always feel like everybody has some squirrely way of getting around it.
Am I wrong to say that we deserve to know who's paying your legal bills?
I'd like to know, yeah.
You're going to be a senator.
Personally, I like to know if we're going to have open transparency on, especially for this one. This is a massive deal.
Right.
This is state changing, if not national changing, because it's making national news right now.
The other part of this is you've got the two deciders, which are Diego and then this attorney who's super connected into Banks and Rokita. And Banks, that dark money group to Banks, connected with Banks, according to Capital Chronicle, gave Copenhagen contributed, ads or whatever, like $1 million, benefiting Copenhagen.
Yeah.
And then you've got this attorney who's super connected, because you said Rokita gave Copenhagen money too.
It was Rokita and Victoria Sparks. That was the last large contribution that I saw. I didn't go through all the large contributions. I ran out of time.
So you've got this super connected attorney who's the other deciding vote.
Yep.
He's tied into Banks and Rokita. And wouldn't you know, how the cookie happened to crumble, all the Deery votes just didn't count. The perception, I'm not saying it was, but I'm just saying when you have people's votes getting canceled and the connections that these guys have who are deciding the tie-breaking votes, the average person looks at it and goes, I don't know, man.
I'd like to know what the date is too. Okay, so let's just say like if we were to look at the campaign reports and Copenhagen would use the campaign money to pay off the legal bills, when would be the donation that she would be getting it? Because I think that's key too. Is like, were you getting it after the primary? Were you getting it in June or July? And then like how much was that too?
Indy reporter Stephen Whitmer is our guest. All right, Andy Zay. I think the Zay stuff is fascinating.
I love it.
The lawsuit is so juicy. And the lawsuit, he alleges he gets called in like some Goodfellas thing to a meeting where it's Braun and Josh Kelly, the chief of staff, and Jaworski, the energy secretary, and Abby Gray, the consumer counselor. And they're basically just berating him on what he's going to do to fix this issue.
Yep.
And he's like, wait a second, I can't even meet with you guys because the other side is not here, and I'm willing to defend AES for anything.
Yeah.
But if that's true, that's a huge deal.
That's a massive corruption Yeah, I don't like it at all. I thought the funniest part was when one of the complaints of him getting fired, where it's like, well, he was giving gifts to people. And then when you read the complaint, it's like, I gave $8 Starbucks gift cards for their birthdays. And I was like, you gotta be kidding. It's like, if that's true, that's wild. But also the people who are getting subpoenaed too. Now I understand like why Josh Bain has to get involved. I am a little bit sympathetic to that whole thing. But at the same time, it's like Josh is probably like, I just want to do my job.
Because he's a part of this lawsuit now.
Yeah.
Josh Bain, the guy who took Zay's place on the IURC.
Yeah.
Indianapolis City County Council member. Now, Jesse Brown made a good point yesterday. If the court rules in Zay's favor, look, I think there's a strong case they might. Bain's off.
Yeah.
Bain has quit the city council.
Yeah.
Can he go back to the city council?
Well, Jesse said that he can't, but I think they could just re-caucus him in.
Oh, that's right. They could.
Yeah.
That's right. Look, the idea that Zay was giving $8 gift cards humors me too. So nothing says penny pincher like you can't even get a drink at Starbucks. Here's an $8 gift card. The fact that he admitted that in the court filing tells me there's some credibility to it. The other part of it is Braun going on all these radio shows, basically saying I fired him for not doing what I wanted in AES, which you can't do.
Yeah.
It's like nobody prepped Grandpa for what the rule is here.
Yeah.
It seemed to me, if I'm Zay, I'm just playing those interviews in court going, he admits here he fired me because I didn't do what he wanted on AES.
Yeah, and it was extra cold. I was wondering how he got the news, how Zay got the news, and then you see it in the complaint. It's like, yeah, bye. That's all. Hey, we don't need you anymore. See you later.
He claimed that they basically said you can resign, and then he said I'm not resigning, and then they're like, well, here's your pre-signed letter.
Yeah.
Good day, sir.
Auto-penned, walked out of the building, allegedly.
I think he's got a case. What say you?
I think so too. I can't wait if the deposition happens, because he also had the temporary restraining order too, which basically I want to expedite this whole thing, which makes sense too. But also, wouldn't it be a bit awkward in that IURC room where it's like, weren't you just fired? Like if Zay gets back in there and then everybody's just crossing their arms, is like, I can't believe this guy.
I'm picturing him like the Wolf of Wall Street character. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. Indy reporter Stephen Whitmer's our guest. All right, the wheel tax. We had Jesse on yesterday.
Oh yeah.
And by the way, I knew when he was talking about we should be more like China. I said, Indy reporter is going to have a field day with. We like Braun because he's affable and he's a nice guy. He's nuts, though. There's no way you run a country the way he wants to run the country with the borders and the prisons.
No, and, we could go deeper on that, but he's been on this China trip for as long as I've known him, since he was running for city council in 23. He was like, we need to have China-style China COVID lockdown. And I was like, and I can, I got really aggressive with him on that, too. And like, do you know what they were doing in China? Do you know what they were doing with the animals? I was like, you're crazy. But yeah, I mean, if there's any redeeming quality of Jesse, it's that he's honest, and he is a true believer. He is not a skinwalker at all.
We need him and you. I told him this. I need him to get the Lincoln Party banner mayoral nominee. I'm going to need you to get the Libertarian nominee, and then you guys can run for mayor together next year.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to get that Libertarian nominee.
Well, let's talk about that for a second. Then we'll come back to the wheel tax.
Okay.
The Libertarians got mad at you and removed you as the Marion County Libertarian chairman.
Yep.
Because you said they deserved to lose their ballot access over their immigration stance.
Yeah,
correct?
the birthright citizenship.
Yeah.
Because it's such a losing topic. Like we saw in 2020, and I've repeated this multiple times to the Libertarians. We know what the blueprint is to win in Indiana. If you're a Libertarian, follow whatever the rainwater plan is. Follow whatever the Ron Paul Libertarian is. But now in this year, the modern Libertarians are more of the Chase Oliver Libertarians, which is a losing policy. He got less votes than RFK Jr. did. All of his policy that he wanted to have were very not negative, but losing qualities, basically.
Well, I mean, and the open borders thing, especially in this state, you got to play to your state, right?
Yeah.
And the open borders stuff is a massive loser in Indiana.
Yeah.
And these libertarians, like, it seems like it's almost a universal position, I'm not saying of all libertarians,
Yeah.
but of the party structure where we are the party of open borders.
Yeah, the leadership really. And then, you played that the letter that the new state chair put out there basically saying, oh, well, we need to speed roll immigration, citizenship, and is like, think of the economic value of it. I'm like, oh, so you're just playing the stuff off the Democratic handbook that who's going to work the fields, who's going to have all these low wage
Totally.
jobs.
It's like a big business party now. So you said, hey, if you guys are going to be the party of open borders, you deserve to lose your ballot access. They got mad at you and said you're out as the party chairman.
So they called at our July meeting. This was like our new meeting spot too. Everybody that I had never seen ever showed up. Like, I've been hanging around the Marion County Libertarians since 2023 when Libby Glass, you interviewed her. And I've been hanging around, and back in 24, one of the members was like, why don't you want to join as a libertarian? Why are you still a Republican? He's like, because I want to win. Yeah. That's why. And it's like, you guys don't want to win. I told him that back then. So I have not seen any of these people the entire time that I've been hanging around.
Show up for
the one time, and they all acknowledged too. It was like, you threw a giant grenade in there. It's like, well, that was kind of my plan. You're welcome. Yeah. And so fast forward, they called for a special meeting, a special convention.
See, I would think they would hear that and go, you know what? Damn it, he's right. Yeah. We need to get our act together. Yeah. Or we're going to be in big trouble. Yeah. We got to get rid of these screwballs and start having some messaging discipline and stop being for some people aren't for. It said their response was, you're out of here.
Exactly.
Get out of here.
And I told them repeatedly, like, you guys you've been on the ballot for 30 plus years. You've been content with being on the ballot. And what have you done with it? At least in Marion County, we're an island. I mean, we're ruled by crazy people, and you never know what you're going to get. At least in here, we have a chance of getting the message across as a paleoconservative, small L libertarian. We understand what the world is, but let's use our tax dollars more efficiently. So when the special convention happened last Saturday, they played one of the people who didn't like me, James Siniak.
Oh, yeah, Siniak is mad at me, too. Now, Siniak, for those of you who don't know, Siniak, it's going down, buddy. Yeah. So Siniak was this screwball who, for some reason, they let run for U.S. Senate.
Oh, yeah.
And he gets on I did a couple interviews with the guy, and you know me, I try to help libertarians because I believe in free
You were
speech.
the only one.
That was it, right?
Literally.
And every interview was like smacking a hammer between your eyes with this guy. Yeah. He was awful, but it's like, hey, because Jeff Moore was running for
Secretary of State. Yeah.
He's a great candidate.
Great candidate.
This Siniak guy, unless he gets better, is going to drag, which he did, Moore down. So Siniak goes to the debate. It's him and Young and McDermott.
Oh, man.
And it was like, remember in Wayne's World where Garth is on TV by himself and he's like, hello, I don't really know what I'm doing. Like, this guy turned into Garth on Wayne's World on the debate stage.
Pure deer in headlights. In fact, I went back and watched the most of it, and he describes himself like a hard worker, and then I'm a Hufflepuff. I'm like, dude.
What is that?
It's from Harry Potter. I'm like, dude, you're running for the upper chamber. You're running for Senate. You're not running for Hogwarts. What are you doing? It's like, after that, because I watched it live, and I was even giving him crap afterwards on social media. It's like, you had to have done a shot. You were far too nervous. It was like, you were not prepped at all. You weren't ready for it.
But, I mean, all you got to do, you're running against Young and McDermott. How easy is that? Just rip those guys the whole time.
That's all you got to do.
You don't even need policy positions. Yeah, like, he was awful. But then he gets on this high and mighty holy roller thing on the border and the amnesty and all that. So he was there. He was one of the culprits of this.
Even better is that he played a clip.
I thought he lived in Johnson County.
Yeah, apparently he moved to Marion County.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the only reason why, yeah. So he played a clip from my show, and it was me going off. I'm like, these boomers never show up for anything. They're middle-class middle management, people that refuse to get their hands dirty. I said, the people that showed up to that meeting that were yelling at me haven't showed up in 3 years. I think the people that go to the meetings have more of a voice than the people who pay their yearly fee. And so he gets done playing it, and he's like, any response to you? And I go, I regret nothing. I looked everybody in the eye, and I was like, I regret nothing. And
I love that it's
all
like
of it's true.
Like the Nuremberg trial here.
Yeah, I was. It was like they were trying to do a humiliation ritual to me. I'm like, that's not going to happen. I don't think you know who I am.
But look at who the people are that are doing it to you.
Yeah. Well, what's really funny is the person who replaced me. So they had you in the laws. You have to have a chair. You have to have a chair and a secretary and a treasurer. And our current secretary and treasurer are the same person. So they replaced me with a guy named Paul Copeland.
I know him.
Yeah. So that's the guy who replaced me. And I was like, oh, that's really funny because in 2019, he ran for city council in the same district of Zach Adamson, the one that Jesse beat for the primary. And so it was a full four-way race, and there was an independent in there too. Out of like the 5,800 votes, Paul only got less than 100, and the independent got 500. I was like, this is what's going to play out come November for the Libertarians.
I love that the only thing they cared about was getting rid of you.
Yeah, that's all.
No signs in yards, no door knocking.
No.
Getting rid of this guy. He's out because he said we deserve to lose our ballot access.
I had a blast, though.
Real quick, the wheel tax.
Yeah.
My issue is twofold. One, I have zero confidence that Hogsett will.
Yeah.
You could give him $500 million. I don't think he'd fix the roads. I think he's too incompetent. And two, they had the money. I mean, even Hogsett was like, we have the money. There's no need for you to raise the wheel tax. And they were like, screw it. And then they clapped at the end.
Oh, my God. Well, I was in the room, too.
Yeah, you went.
Yeah, I went because, the data settle moratorium and the wheel tax, but I was there for the wheel tax. And they get done. And everybody, there's standing ovations to Michael Paul Hart. He had a video from his point of view. Mayor Indy, shout out Emily Hopkins. She had a video from the table. And it was people and I saw from the Hogsett administration clapping as well. And then the people, the city councilors, the Democrats, people like Dan Boots or Carlos Perkins. I saw Keith Graves shake Andy Nielsen, who was he was the one spearheading the proposal too. I'm like, and then you have two people on the council that still live with their parents, and now they're in charge of a $1.9 billion budget. And I was like, and then the same people that voted to raise our wheel and excise tax still live with their parents.
It's 5 times is a lot of tax.
Yeah, it is a lot. But
I told Braun yesterday, I was like, the cheering stuff was ridiculous.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that you had. Well, those were all like his people. Those were all like the DSA folks too.
I know.
And I'm like, do they not have a car then? Is this why they're saying that they all take a bike or take the bus? But Michael Paul Hart, he had a plan.
And Republican.
Yeah, and it was basically
the first time in his life he had a plan.
Yeah, he's finally starting to man up. I'm glad you showed up to the party. Well, now that Bain's gone, he's by himself. And so he had a plan basically of like, we're going to reduce spending on things we don't need, and then we'll just use the tax money that we have.
This city's toast. I feel
it's so cooked, but man, I would love to run as a Lincoln Party candidate or a Libertarian.
See, now Ballard doesn't look so bad, does he?
I'm starting to warm up to the idea now.
I knew it. Find him on Twitter at Indy_reporter_. Stephen Whitmer, thank you.
Thank you.
I almost said Jesse Brown.
Oh, no. Could have been over.
We'll take a break. Be back. You're watching Rob Kendall Show.
If authentic wood-smoked barbecue is your thing, Double D's Barbecue in Clayton is the place for you. Owners Dennis and Tina Duncan, along with their son Garrett, are from Memphis. So when it comes to barbecue, they're not screwing around. No pellet smokers, no roasters, just authentic wood-smoked Memphis-style barbecue. All of Double D's food is cooked fresh daily, and it's all made from scratch. Double D's Barbecue, located at 40 and 39 in Clayton, is open all day Wednesday through Saturday, but get there early because once they're sold out, they're done. Check out the full menu, ribs, brisket, and more at ddbbq317.com.
Right now, everything's expensive. That includes things you need around the house. If your water heater, water softener, or well pump goes out, or even if your toilet stops working, you could be looking at a major expense. Don't let your next call to a plumber break the bank. Call John at Black Sheep Plumbing. John is a Hoosier lifer who takes pride in and stands behind his work. That's why all basic services and repairs with Black Sheep Plumbing come with a 2-year parts and labor guarantee, with water heaters having a 6-year parts and tank guarantee. Call or text Black Sheep Plumbing for all your needs today and speak directly with John, the owner. 765-315-7558. That's Black Sheep Plumbing at 765-315-7558.
Is the inside of your house a total mess, like a complete dumpster fire? Call AJ's Picture Perfect Cleaning. When you walk into your house after using AJ's Picture Perfect Cleaning, you will see and smell the difference. They take great pride in their workers and treat your home like their own. All cleaners pass through a background check and drug screening. Call today and mention you heard about AJ's Picture Perfect Cleaning on The Rob Kendall Show, and you will get an incredible $50 off your first clean. AJ's Picture Perfect Cleaning serves all of Central Indiana. Book your appointment today by calling 317-530-8148. 317-530-8148.